He's ready.
Okay, and now being 2 o'clock, I will call the December 16, 2024 Board of Selectmen meeting to order. This meeting is being recorded for cablecast and YouTube presentation by Area 58 Community Access Media. The video of this meeting is not to be considered an official public record. The approved minutes of the meeting will serve as the official record of the proceedings. So our first agenda item is a series of appointments. They've all been vetted, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. So unless anybody has any comments, I would make a motion that we move to accept, and I'll read through these.
You can read through them and do one vote. That's
Okay.
fine.
William Kelly, Building Inspector, January 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2025. Christina Stewart, Assistant Treasurer Collector, January 6th, 2025 to June 30th, 2025. Michael Slauson, Plympton Historic District Commission, December 16th, 2024 to June 30th, 2026. Richard Stover, Plympton Historic District Commission, December 16th, 2024 to June 30th, 2026. And Mary Lou Sales, Plympton Historic District Commission, December 16, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of appointing these individuals as I read?
Aye.
Aye. Warrants paid. Very skimpy agenda today.
Warrants paid are $17,159.55.
Okay. Correspondence, Liz?
Yes. So our budget process is underway. All of the information has been sent to the different town departments, boards, and committees. We've already received a few in so far. Moving on to correspondence, we have a few different things here. We received a letter from Mass Housing. It's the project eligibility letter for the proposed 40B, known as Ricketts Pond Estates. And this letter is addressed to the developer. It walks them through some of the comments that we had made initially. And what it ultimately means is that a filing with the Zoning Board of Appeals will be coming soon. And this has been passed along to the Zoning Board of Appeals members as well as Town Council. And a complete copy of this has been posted to the town's website. We have a link right on the homepage for it, and the link was also shared again on the town's Facebook page. So if anybody has any interest in reading through this letter, it's available, it's out there, or they can always contact us and we can forward it to them.
Great.
We also have here, this is another letter from the state's Department of Telecommunications and Cable, just reminding us that our Comcast license expires on June 30th of 2025. And as you're well aware, we're in process of negotiating a new license agreement with them. We received a letter from the police department's Plympton Police Association Mass Cop Executive Board. That's the union's executive board. They reorganized just recently. So the new executive board members are as follows. Jeffrey Maligno is the president. Jason Bishop is the vice president. Robert Orr is the secretary treasurer. And Matthew Terenzi is the steward. And I did reach out to their full executive board, just congratulating them and letting them know that my door's always open.
Can you scan that and send it to us?
Sure, I'll forward it down here and then it can be scanned. Then we also received a letter from Mass DOT just discussing salting at commuter rail crossings. So in particular, the rail crossing at Lake Street. They feel like if there's too much of an application of road salt, it can cause the sensors to trigger automatically, even when there is not a train coming. So I'm going to forward this to Rob Furlot, just so that he's in the loop on that.
I did, Liz.
Oh, good, okay, perfect.
Is this a sort of a boilerplate that goes out to all
It
towns?
is, yeah, it goes out every winter. And then the last thing I had, I just wanted the board to be up to speed. There's a grant opportunity coming available this winter through the Community Compact Program, and I've already been in touch with them. It's run through the Division of Local Services and Department of Revenue, and it's an IT type of opportunity. So I sent out some correspondence to our different department heads and some boards and committees, and I was asking what they thought would be more helpful, if we had upgrades made to the website or if we had some sort of permitting software in place internally that everybody could use. And the results came back overwhelmingly in the direction of the permitting software. And I think that's because where we are so small and we don't have a dedicated town planner per se, sometimes when large plan sets get filed with different boards and committees, like I'll just use a solar project as an example, sometimes the plans being submitted, they're different depending on which board or committee they're submitting to. And this would enable all of the relevant permitting authorities to see what's been filed, where they're at in the process, and would really help streamline communications. So I'm going to look into pricing on that and figure out what the grant max award would be if it could cover it. Halifax just implemented something similar just recently, so they're getting that off the ground. And then as far as the website goes...
Who would maintain it?
So you would have to go out to bid for it. It would be an independent company. There are several companies that provide the software, and they manage it, they update it if it needs to be updated, they train everybody on how to use it, how to access it. So if we were going down that road, we would just need to be cognizant of the annual maintenance costs thereafter. Like if you get a grant for implementation, you still need to maintain it every year.
I was kind of thinking beyond that. We don't have an IT manager,
Right.
and it's a real weakness, I think. And I think there's an opportunity, but I'm worried about bringing something that in, and then who do you hold responsible for it? You know, making sure that everything's being done correctly, et cetera.
Right. We would definitely need someone to spearhead it.
So this might be an opportunity, too, to reach out to some of your town administrators and talk about, is there a regional opportunity here?
Okay, I can
'Cause
do
that
that.
would be something that could really help us, where we have a real weakness.
Okay, I can certainly pursue that. Just for your own information, as far as the website goes, Brian Veza has been looking into pricing if we were to make some upgrades to the website. And he was informed that because of some recent changes in the Americans with Disabilities Act regulations, the web platform is going to have to make some upgrades anyway to ensure equal access to the information. So some upgrades are going to be coming for no additional charge. And we do have some capabilities as far as changing the appearance of the website and things like that. But as we've discussed before, we have the cheapest possible
And it
package.
shows.
So I think that if we have some pricing available, then we can make an educated decision if we want to put something forward at town meeting.
I wouldn't wait, I would like to know when the ADA project would sort of be implemented, because my fear is it would go on for a year, 2 years, and we'd still be waiting.
So I think that they've already rolled it out for some communities. That web platform, I believe that they're used by a lot
it must
of
be in beta.
places. I'm thinking that.
Okay?
I can pursue that further. I think our biggest issue is that a lot of people access the website from their phone, like from a mobile device. If you go to our homepage from a computer, it looks fine. It's easy to navigate. You can figure it out. I think the biggest issue, well, there are two issues. The number one, I think, is the mobile device option. When you go to it on a phone, it looks nothing like when you're on a computer, and I think it is very difficult to navigate. And then the other piece of it, I think, is because we have so many volunteer-based boards and committees, some of the sections of the website are grossly out of date. Or somebody will have something updated in one spot and they think that it's all set, but because somebody, 8 years ago made some other update, you have like conflicting information out there depending on what link you click on. So I do think the whole thing needs an overhaul. We do have Brian on staff doing
only
some of
here.
that work.
Only
He's
here, one or
limited
two.
in hours, but he's very effective when you give him a project, and he's established a good rapport with the people from the web platform. He reaches out to them and they get back to him quickly, and so I just don't want to see us not take full advantage of him as a resource. Mike Slauson is a good resource too. He's very tech savvy, so.
Is the community compact funding opportunity, is it going to be one or the other? That is website or,
That's the impression I get just based on, like, my early read of the communications. I think it opens up in February. I have it flagged in my computer so that
I would just throw out there, we talk about the website each year and talk about at some point doing something. I do feel like we're kind of behind on that, and it's interesting looking at other time websites. Almost all of them are a little messed up. There's information in one place, other information in another place. It's a little like looking up what time a restaurant opens. In 3 different places, you get 3 different answers. But we're coming up on the budget process now. It might be a time to look at, coming up to town meeting, funding some software upgrades, and equally, to John's point, funding additional hours for someone to work on this. It's just going to become more and more important, and all the more important, I think, as people rely on social media and get all kinds of incorrect information. I'd love to see a campaign that we really encourage people that the first stop, even no offense to Facebook, but the first stop seeking information might be the town website sometimes. Sorry, that's my harangue for the day.
Okay.
I agree. I think it needs to have an official position, but I think our Facebook site right now is very well monitored as well. So, it is kind of one of those things where if we have a situation, it gets out to people a lot quicker than maybe them negotiating the website. So if we can upgrade both, that'd be great. The other thing is that I think if we have more opportunity for people to do a lot of the business with the town online, as we've discussed before, that they can get a lot of that done, especially when we are part-time and people can't necessarily get here before 2. So the more things we can be accessible to through the website for the citizenry, and that'll also draw more people to it, I believe, because if they're looking for that, they can see the website, they can see other avenues that they have as well. So it's kind of a good way to showcase it as well. So if we have software that goes that way, that can actually allow for the permitting process a little bit more smooth for every department that needs it, I think that's an important step in the right direction, too.
Okay,
Okay, well, I'll report back.
good. Thank you.
Excellent.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Minutes. I guess we have November 18th and what's
12-2.
12/2.
Yeah.
I read them. They seemed okay.
Me too.
I have no issues.
So I would make a motion that we accept the minutes of November 18th and December 2nd as written.
There's actually 2 sets of minutes for the 11/18.
Yeah, there was also that brief finance committee meeting that I've sent out a few times.
Yeah.
So you've definitely reviewed those. So could you amend the
Sure.
motion for just both sets of,
For both sets of November 18th minutes.
yes?
Yep.
Thank you.
Did we get to, I'll second if we weren't seconded.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Raves? Anybody?
Yeah, mine's for the holiday season. Good respite on any number of levels, not the least of which is kind of pretty easy through the year to get a little stiff neck and hard-hearted from all that goes on in a wonderful time of year to maybe get a little less stiff-necked and a little less hard-hearted going into the new year. So thankful for the thank you for the holiday season.
Yes. Dana, you?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a rave, but I do think of this particular date being the 16th of December, and 80 years ago, that my father was in the Ardennes Forest during World War II as an infantry gunner, mortar gunner, and that he was fighting for our freedoms. And I think one of the times of the year, and he also used to remind us of our family, was to take time to think about those who are deployed in our armed forces when they're away for various holidays, but especially at Christmas time and New Year's. And like I said, it's 80 years ago. It's kind of hard to believe that it actually happened 80 years ago on this day. It was when the Battle of the Bulge, which was the largest land battle ever fought by the United States Army, was taking place. So something to think about as far as how thankful we should be for living in the country that we do with the freedoms that we have, and for those who sacrificed for it and continue to sacrifice.
Well said. Yeah. I have a couple of things just around town because of the holiday season. The church had a cantata Sunday, which is, it's really something to see and hear, especially to hear. And there's a lady lives in town, Jody Mulcahy, who I would go just to hear her sing Ave Maria. It is something. The Upland Club every year puts on a COA holiday luncheon for the seniors in town at no expense to the town, and it's always well attended, and they did a great job. And finally, again at the Upland Club, one of our ex-Board of Selectmen meeting members, Jim McQuiggan, had his 80th birthday, and there was a crowd. It was packed, so it was a good time. So lots of things going on, and all of them, at least these kind, were fun things that, you like the holidays for. So unless we have anything more, I would make a motion that we terminate the meeting.
Adjourn.
Adjourned.
Second,
All
either
those-
way.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.